With the tools to decode music, you can play just about anything with strings. Hey everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and I'm not here to show off any amazing mandolin skills, as you may be able to tell. But what I'm going to try to show you is how I'm trying to work on learning arpeggios using my Fretboard Toolbox. And wanted to give you a chance to see how that works and see if something like that might help you learning your arpeggios as well. So arpeggios are just playing the notes of a chord. So like for that G major arpeggio, G major is just built of the notes G, B, and D. So if you know where G's, B's, and D's are all over the fretboard, then you can play arpeggios anywhere that you'd like. So let me show you how that works using a Fretboard Toolbox. Okay, if we take a look at a Fretboard Toolbox Original Mandolin Edition and we flip to the G major and E minor page, you can see that the chords that make up the key of G major and E minor are G major is your one chord, A major, this is for the key of G major, the minor, E minor chord numbers are here on the side in italics, but the major chords are here in bold. And G major is your one chord, A minor is your two chord, B minor is your three, etc. And so if we want to make arpeggios with the chord G major, we're going to need the notes G, B, and D. Okay, so a G major chord is just made of the notes G, B, and D on any instrument. So if we want to just play through those notes G, B, and D, and we look down at the pentatonic jig, you can see that the notes on the big strings, the G strings, we can play G, B, D, G. So open on the four strings, fourth fret is the B, third string open is D, and fifth string, the fifth fret of the third strings is G. So if we look at that, we would go, let me back this up here. So that's fourth strings G, B, third string D, G, G, B, D, G. And then if we want to go and play that same arpeggio and continue it out further, we can go G, B, D, G, and then B, D, G. So G, B, D, G, B, D, G. So these are all just G's, B's, and D's, and we're just trying to play them in order. So let's take a look and see how that would work. Remember, I'm not a phenomenal mandolin player by any stretch of anyone's imagination, but I'm just trying to learn these arpeggios myself and wanted to show you how you can use a toolbox to do that. So we got G, B, D, G, B, D, G, G, D, B, G, D, B, G. So you can make arpeggios out of both major and minor chords, and you can also do it with dominant 7 chords or major 7 chords, and we'll look at those later in a different video. But if we wanted to do an A minor arpeggio, we would use the notes A, C, and E. So then if we come down to the pentatonic jig and look and see where can we play A's, C's, and E's, we have an A here on the 4th string, 2nd fret, A, C, E, and then we can go up to A on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, or we can go A, C, E, A, and then we can continue those C's, A's, C's, and E's all over the fretboard. So let's see if I can show you how that might work. So if we start with this A here on the 4th string, 2nd fret. We got A, C, E, A. You hear how those have kind of a sadder sound? Remember the G major sounded like, and that A minor. And then if we want to do a C major, remember the cool thing about Fretboard Toolboxes is that you see which chords sound good together in all these given keys. And you can always break the rules, but when you know the chords that sound good together in the same key, then you can start playing stuff that sounds cool together a lot easier than just looking at chord charts or taking a lesson and not having any idea why you're putting your fingers where you are. So these books aren't meant to be standalone teaching tools, but rather reference tools, so that when your instructor says, you know, we're going to play some arpeggios in the key of G major, and you'll know which notes you're expected to see, and then you'll know where those notes are found all up and down the fretboard. So if we want to play a C major arpeggio, we can do the notes C, E, and G, and then we come down here and find out where can we play just C's, E's, and G's. We can go C, E, G, C. And we can continue that out with coming up to E here on 7, or open E, and then G, and then we've got C again on the 8th fret of the first strings. So you can play, so if I can show you a C major arpeggio. So we've got this C note here on the 5th fret. And then remember that G major. We had the A minor, and then if we want that D major in there, we can use the notes D, F sharp, and A. And if we come down here and look for D's, F sharps, and A's, we've got D open on the 3rd strings, so D, F sharp, 4th fret, 3rd string, A open, D, D, F sharp, A, D. Remember, you can see those D's, F sharps, and A's all over too. So to play that D major arpeggio, you can go open D. Oops. And then listen to the sound going back to that G major. So that's a way to get started looking at arpeggios, and I hope that was helpful. And remember that Fretboard Toolboxes give you that information for all 12 major and minor keys, major and relative minor keys, and then you can see where are all those notes that I want to play all over the fretboard. And why am I putting my fingers where I'm putting them? So I hope that was helpful, and we'll have more videos to come, and I thank you a lot for checking it out. Take care.